Hello Jackets, and welcome back to another week at the Hive. Speaking of beehives, Earth Day was yesterday, and Earth Day has been around for so long, and I'm sure it has some interesting history. So let's go to Stephen for the history of Earth Day.
Earth Day was started by Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson in 1970. He was inspired by the student anti-war movement and the growing public concern about environmental issues to organize a nationwide demonstration to raise awareness. Today, Earth Day is still celebrated globally, with people around the world helping to preserve the environment. Make sure to be environmentally aware. Happy Earth Day!
Make sure to check out these organizations, especially if you need community service hours. And, well, it's pretty sunny out, and I wonder if it's going to stay like that the rest of the week. Let's go to weather to find out. Looks like we're going to be getting some serious heat this week, so make sure to stay hydrated around campus. But speaking of campus, Alea is shining a green spotlight on what people here think about Earth Day. To Alea with Campus Opinion.
Hi Jackets, my name is Alea, and since Earth Day is April 22nd, I'm going to be going around asking some teachers what they do to help the Earth.
Okay, in my classroom, we've got a recycling bin to where we put paper or any recycles, and then the custodians, pick it up. So I'm not, 100% sure it gets recycled, but, we do try and do our part. So there's a recycling booth there in front of the church service center, in front of the ARP church in downtown Bartow. That is a recycling place. And there are several recycling places. You can do your part by recycling batteries. Recycling batteries are really good. And then my wife and I actually recycle all the time. We run an antique business, which literally takes used objects, we resell them and give them new life. So, I feel like, I'm doing my part at least.
Thank you, Jackets. Now back to the game.
Thanks, Alea, for going around and seeing what people think about Earth Day. A very important part about keeping our Earth safe is knowing how to, and Kanish has some eco tips for us.
Hello Jackets, today we are going to tell you about some tips to help the ecosystem. First, you can recycle waste that can be recycled like plastic and glass. Throw away trash in the right trash cans. Don't waste water. Turn the water off when you're not using it. Use less plastic and find alternatives. Conserve and don't use a lot of energy in your home, like your lights and electricity. Eat less meat and stop wasting food. Thank you, Jackets.
Thanks, Kanish. Make sure to keep those tips in mind next time you're out and about. That's why it's good to recycle. This earth is the only home we have, so we must take care of it. That's why it's good to recycle. You never know what happens to the trash after it leaves our possession, and Noah's going to show us the journey to the trash.
Hello guys, today I'm going to be talking about the journey of trash. The journey of trash begins at home when items are discarded. From there, it follows a path that can involve collection by waste trucks, transport to transfer stations, and ultimately to destinations like landfills, compositing sites, or waste-to-energy facilities. The specific path depends on the type of trash. When the trash reaches a landfill, it's sorted, compacted, and buried in layers with dirt or other materials to prevent pollution and minimize environmental impact. As the trash decomposes in a limited oxygen environment, it produces landfill gas, mainly composed of carbon dioxide. Once a landfill is full, it's capped with soil and vegetation, and the site requires long-term monitoring for potential leaks and gas emissions.
Thanks, Noah. Now, before we close out the show, Gavin has a few words about Pride for us.
Hello, Jackets, and welcome back to Jacket Pride. In today's show, we will be going into this classroom and asking teachers and students how they can show their Jacket Pride. Don't worry, I got permission from the teacher and the student, so without further ado, let's get on with that.
Gavin, a good way to show Jacket Pride
is to give somebody a high five.
And so I show jacket pride while I'm wearing, like, for example, my hoodie right now. And from my lacrosse team, so yeah, I wear the school stuff. So
What's a bad way? See, not showing up to school on time. Not wearing ID. They see the ID.
What I'm doing to show jacket pride is showing up to school early, getting all my work done.
That's all, y'all. I hope I gave you some good reminders on how you can show jacket pride, and I'm glad to see all you jackets showing your pride. Thank you. Back to you, Ari.
Thanks, Gavin, for the Earth Day Pride. Remember, this is the only Earth we're going to get, so do everything in your power to keep it healthy. That's all we have for you this week, Jackets. YJP News out.